Conman!
I still love you!
Oh, a customer! Yes, sir! How may I help you?
I've stood here for half an hour in your hyperbaric chamber with my comic book. I'd like graded, please.
Ah, ooh, wow.
Oh, very careful!
Oh, yes, yes,
Hypo
absolutely.
Toast Man #1.
Ooh,
Special edition.
ooh.
It was given to me by my grandfather.
Ah, now, would you like modern track or would you like it expedited?
Which one costs more?
The expedited.
I'll take that one.
All right, good choice, sir.
Thank you.
We will have this back to you in 6 months.
All right. Oh, no! Bluetooth Man, no!
This is the game plan, okay. Now this guy, he dropped off this comic book maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. He's really bugging us, all right? So we gotta get a good numbers here, all right? Good numbers. I want you to push that broom, all right? All right? And you just do whatever it is you do, all right? 1, 2, 3, let's go! Let's go! Go!
Hey, you idiots! It's time for dinner! 2.5, huh?
Ah,
Good job.
whoa. Whoa. Ah, maybe I'll call him in a week. Has it been 6 months already? Oh, hello, sir!
I'm here to pick up my high fructose pen.
High fructose! High fructose!
Here you go, boss.
Now don't open it till you get home.
Oh, I can't wait to open it until I get home. I gotta open it here in front of
No, no, don't do that!
Sure.
Yes.
I really want to do it in front of it. I want to show you. I want to see you can see my face, the excitement when I see how good a grading it got.
It's your funeral.
Oh, this should be so wonderful. Grandpa there. Oh, Grandpa. Oh, 2.5.
Yeah, it's a great grade.
This is mint condition. You ripped the cover off it.
Oh no, we stapled it back on. And look,
Wrote
it's
on the cover.
yeah, this is the variant edition. Did you know that?
I don't.
Well, hey, have a good day.
Buenos dias. But my grandfather, it was my father's, and it was passed down to me too. Oh, buenos dias. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Buenos dias.
You kill High Fructose Man. You disrespect my father. Oh, you do not mess with one Valdez Jr. this way. Oh, that man. He looked like the man from the flab. Oh, he will die. They all will die. Juan Valdez Jr. He is a coming.
Con Men, delivering the convention to you, featuring fresh viewpoints from artists, authors, and creators of all kinds. Con Men.
Conman!
Hey, this is Mitch Halleck live for Con Men. We're here at the Asbury Park Comicon with one of the co-creators of this fantastic show, Mr. Cliff Galbraith.
How you doing, Mitch?
I'm doing all right, Cliff. Nice to see you. Now, this is the fourth fantastic year of this show. We started down the street at Asbury Lanes, a little small, intimate get-together.
Little rock club.
Little rock club.
Yeah.
Then we went last week, was it the Palace down the street?
The Convention Hall, Asbury Park Convention Hall.
And now we're at the Berkeley Hotel, and we're 2 days.
And, well, yeah, last year was 1 day, and this year we took the big leap going to 2 days. This was all kind of accidental. We started really having a party at the Asbury Lanes. We had 30 tables. I don't really think you can call it a con, but I think we did on our website. But really, it was a little comic party with some beer and some punk rock music. And from there, it grew into this enterprise.
All right, this has been Mitch Halleck and
Cliff Galbraith, Hooray Comics, from Asbury Park Comicon.
And you're watching Con Men.
We're looking for the Batman.
The Batman, have you found him?
Yes.
But he got away before my Harley Twin here could hit him with a mallet.
Mr. J won't let me hit him over the back of the head with the hammer.
Because you hit me with it.
I'm sorry, Mr. J.
Mr. J always wants to kill the Batman by himself, and he never lets us help.
We screwed up.
No, we don't. We actually escaped from Arkham Asylum.
I ran here from Gotham this morning.
Betsy threw me over a ledge. I kind of swam here.
New Batman Superman movie coming out. How do you feel about that?
I like the originals personally. I don't like any of the new stuff they come up with.
I don't see why it's such a big deal with Ben Affleck. I mean, all Batman is some guideline and a chin.
If Betsy can handle me, I'm pretty sure you can handle a musclehead.
We love Asbury Park Comicon!
And I'm cosplaying as a cavalry scout from Attack on Titan. I'm Christina Gonzalez.
I'm Brian Rome,
and you're watching Con Man.
Our VOTA series is a villain protagonist series featuring a man by the name of Deadeye. VOTA stands for Valley of Death Alliance. It's got a lot of adventure, a little bit of humor. In our first comic, he battles a crime boss by the name of the Butcher for files on the superpopulation. This is our first time that we've prepared public, period. We haven't done a book signing yet. We were holding off for this to be our public debut, and we're really excited for it.
From movies, comics, TV, you name it, it's different, it's unique. Rocco, what made you become an artist?
Long-time artist since I was a child. I went to college, didn't like college. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna pursue art. And I started posting online, and online did the work for me pretty much.
Now, is this something you transfer into tattoos, into shirts? I mean, how can we wear this art?
I have a clothing brand called Stay Great Apparel. You could go on staygreat.net. And I created the slogan shirt, Plugs Not Drugs, and that actually blew up on the internet.
Get out, really?
And it really drew it from being a hobby to my job. So now, this is my hobby right now, doing the art, and I do clothing. I sell clothing online as my job, and it's awesome. I'm living the dream right now.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, Cliff Galbraith, who actually started the Asbury Park Comicon, he started in t-shirts years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he used to do like Rockosaurus and all this stuff, Guitar Source. So you're following in the footsteps of another great man. So maybe, Rocco, one day we'll be going to your Comic-Con.
That's what I'm saying. You know, the sky's the limit. I'm always looking to do bigger things, and, you know, and this is fun. This is Rocco the Great from staygreat.net, and you're watching Con Men. Just, what are you doing? Just watch it, really.
Con Men!
If you could go back in time and know where you would be today, 5 years ago, would you say, no, I don't want to be on that show. I want to be here, pricing comics, putting them in bags, and doing my normal job?
Are you insane? Seriously, I should have done this sooner. I should have done this back in the 70s when I was young and virile and good-looking.
Best, what do you call those people that follow the bands? Best groupie story.
You come to a con here, and you know, it's like you're freaking Tom Cruise. You're freaking Harrison Ford. You know, any Temple of Doom era. It's, you know, it's right. They're throwing themselves out.
I heard it's like David Lee Roth at Van Halen, Mike. Is that true on the panels? You just point to the girl and say, third row, dressed as Sailor Moon.
No, we can do that? Oh my God! Why did somebody tell me this? Ming!
By the way, how's the podcast business?
Chicks dig the podcast.
Hey fellas, one real thing. We've done 3 seasons of Comic Book Men. You're about to engage in the 4th one. Is this like the best of both worlds episode where Star Trek, they finally get their footing and you know what you're going to do, and you get abducted by the Borg and then he has to blow up the secret stash? Is that what's going to happen?
Mike saves my life, yes. Basically, in a nutshell, yeah. I do something dumb, get myself, get my full brain, my full head captured. Might come saves my ass.
How far are we away from a monkey on the show or Cousin Oliver?
We have a Cousin Oliver and a monkey, and they're both named Brian Johnson.
There you go. Does Brian know that? He's around here somewhere.
Don't tell him I said that.
All right.
Hi, this is Mike ZAPCIC.
This is Ming Chen.
And you're watching
Conman.
Owl Girls is a story about three sisters. They're from Italy. They were private detectives there, and one of the girls gets shot and killed during one of their investigations. Another sister in the group makes a deal with death. So they get transformed into actual owl heads, and they have certain powers, and they do the bidding of death. The artist who I work with on here, Raquel, had a folder in Facebook called Owl Girls. So we talked about it for a while, and we sort of integrated a story together. Gave Bob Sodaro, the writer, a call and asked him to sort of weave a story together. So Bob came in with a great story, and we're working on number 2 right now. It's coming together pretty well.
Well, it's one of these things now. It's not one of your typical books. It's not a superhero book. It's not, I don't know, more X-Files-ish. Is that what you say? More supernatural elements to it?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Plus, there's a lot of, it's like a soap opera. There's all 40s fashions in there. My wife-to-be, Nilda, is putting together a paper doll book. And Nilda's been in fashion for 25 years. She's up at Nautica right now, and I did some of the sketch cards for the Kickstarter with all the 40s fashions on it, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
How is it to do a Kickstarter program?
Well, I think a lot of the guys have the wrong attitude when you're doing the Kickstarter. It's not, you're not doing it to make a ton of money, you're doing it to promote your book.
Yeah.
So you've got to go the extra yard to do the trading cards, make sure it's shipped in a box that's everybody loves, or maybe do sketches, or do something personal that's going to make the fans want to buy your book.
Yeah. All right, well, how's the show? You do a lot of cons. What's it feel like? I know you're about to become a newlywed, and you're planning on a day. So how is it to be a married man and do a convention? I mean, how is that routine?
We have to pick and choose, what convention is going to do this year, because we're doing destination wedding, Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it should be nice. 2 weeks there.
Let's not tell people when so they break into your house, but it's nice.
Yeah, it should be nice, yeah. So, plus all the new books. It's challenging, but it's all well worth it.
Definitely follow Dave Ryan. Where can they find you, Dave?
You can find us on RedDevilComics.com or on Facebook.
All right, there you go. You heard it from there. This has been Mitch Halleck and the lovely
Dave Ryan
telling you thank you for watching Con Men. See you later. Where does one get an unusual, witty personality and convey that into the illustrated form? Were you a very jokey student as a young boy?
You know what? One of the things I discovered when I was a kid is if you could make people laugh, they were a lot less likely to beat the crap out of you.
True.
And I was good bully fodder back in those days. So I was good at pratfalls. I was good at joking around and making people laugh and drawing funny pictures and stuff. And I always thought if I ever end up in prison, I'll be a tattoo artist, and that'll save my life,
Yeah. Do you ever envision the sound, or is that the voice director that tells these people what the characters to sound like? When you draw something heroic, do you have in your head, is it Charlton Heston?
It depends. I mean, usually what I do is I work on other people's projects, and I don't have a lot of control over anything. I'm just a set of hands, and I draw. If I'm directing, I do direct the voices, and I have a whole lot to do with how it goes, A lot of cartoons these days they have voice directors, they have storyboard directors, they have layout directors, they have, directors for everything. So the reason they do that is to keep the power kind of split up, so no one person has a lot of control over anything.
Who was your inspiration? Was it a Walter Lantz, a Fritz Freeling, Tex Avery?
Walter Lantz, no account, son of a bus driver.
No, that's actually a line.
He's got a mouth like a sewer over here.
The usual guys: Clampett, Chuck Jones, Tex Avery's my hero of all heroes. Dr. Seuss, the good doctor. Yeah, huge influence.
Theodore Geisel, is that what the real name was?
Yeah, that's his real name. Yeah.
No, seriously, is you any of those inspiration when you go to draw? You're like, I'm going to draw something wacky like it was in a Dr. Seuss book.
Exactly.
Really?
And I can do that because coming up in the business, in whatever business I was in, I had to be kind of a shapeshifter and adapt to other people's styles to stay alive and keep from starving to death. So I can actually draw like Theodore Geisel if I want to. Yeah, I ape him. Yeah, right.
So how'd you like the con? You've been here 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice.
You're becoming a veteran at these things. These are all new to you a year ago. You didn't even know what a sketch card was, right?
So full of it. Don't listen to the slogans.
That's right.
Anyway.
Call the police.
If you know Ren and Stimpy, you know that joke. Rubber nipper sneaking salesman. Yeah, that too. Right. You're right. You got anything to say to the ships at sea?
Keep doing whatever it is you're doing, and whatever you shouldn't be doing, stop now.
Anyway, this has been Mitch and Bob live here at Asbury Park Comicon saying, buy our record album.
And get a life. Hey, you're watching Con Man, and you really should find something better to do with your time. Thanks, and bye.
The Mighty Titan I created in 2004. I had kidney cancer in 2000.
Good God.
Right. And when I was home from kidney cancer surgery, I was sketching, you know, like I normally do, and I came up with an idea of an invulnerable hero that could get sick, you know, because I think we all feel that way. We all feel invulnerable until that first time, right? Something happens, and we don't anymore. So the idea of this is he had an alter ego who has cancer. The whole idea of me making this is that I want to give people a perspective from my point of view of what it's like, you know, to go through something like this, how your family feels about it, how you feel about it, what doctors say to you, you know, how do you feel after chemo, not during chemo. Everybody knows what happens during chemo. What happens to the people after that, you know? And it's tough, you know, it's people don't realize what the emotional part of it.
This is Mitch Alec live at Asbury Park Comicon with the Mighty Titan himself, Joe Martino. Say goodnight, folks.
Good night, folks. I'm Joe Martino, creator of the Mighty Titan, and this is Con Man.
Lost the tires, blow up the car. I hate the bats. Take a picture to last longer.
Gunman! Hello, we're at Asbury Park Comicon with Jamal IGLE. Jamal, how you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Excellent, good. Well, it's been a year since we last spoken to you. How's everything going since then?
Things are good. Things have been very, very busy. In the last year, Molly Danger came out. I became the marketing director for Action Lab Entertainment. And I'm also freelancing. I'm doing the Terminator at Dark Horse. So it's been pretty busy.
When you're doing the Terminator, like seeing that as a kid, did you ever think that you'd be doing like the comic book?
No, I never even crossed my mind, to be honest. But you know, it's kind of funny. I found the script book from Terminator 2 in my collection already, with a receipt from 1990 still inside. So, I guess a part of me probably figured something would happen down the road. You know, you know, having seen the first two movies, that was like my Terminator. You know, when they came up with the T-1000, I mean, it's cool and everything, but there's something visceral about a T-800. You know, Cyberdyne Systems Model 101, of course. There's something just cool about that image of Arnold as the Terminator to me, and that's kind of like the driving force for my design for the T-800 in the mini-series, even though we can't use Arnold's likeness necessarily, but trying to invoke that sort of feeling into the character. In between, you know, G.I. Joe pages, I was actually like fleshing things out for the Terminator in terms of design and everything. But it really, the driving force of this whole thing really is Dan Jolly. Well, as far as doing a Kickstarter, you have to remember that you have to promote a Kickstarter as much as you would any other creative endeavor, because there's so many projects like Kickstarter now that people don't just go looking for things randomly. They have to sort of be pointed in that direction. And the other thing is you have to be realistic about your goals and your expectations for the project. You know, you have to come up with another plan just in case the funding falls through, because that happens a lot. Even with professionals, that happens a lot. It really, you know, one of the things that I've discovered also is that it's very easy for things to go over budget, for you to miscalculate, you know, how much money you're actually going to need. There's always going to be something that comes up. So just be aware of that and try to take that in stride as well. It's hard to plan. That's one of those things that's very hard to plan for because of the evolving nature of Kickstarter and of crowdfunding and of postage when it comes to fulfillment and everything else. So, hi, I'm Jamal IGLE, and you're watching Con Men.
Dark Phoenix has always been my favorite Marvel character. She's probably the most powerful as well. And I like the evil aspect, of course. Costume didn't take very long to make, you know, a couple days. And I've had it for a few years. I've got a lot of costumes, so I just chose to go with this one today.
And if you're the Riddler, are you the Jim Carrey, Frank Gorshin, or John Astin one?
I'm the comic one. Actually, this is based on the Arkham Asylum version from the video game, but it's got my own aspects. It's also based on a couple different comics, but it's the most practical, it's nice and breezy. This is the hardest part to make, really, but other than that, it was a pretty simple costume. So.
All right, then, if you had to go Comic-Con somewhere else and you had to dress up, what would your next costume be?
I'm probably going to stick with my Poison Ivy. That will be my next.
Okay, you, sir?
Oh, I guess if I had to be someone else, I might, the Cyclops would be good. I think Cyclops.
Should have done it today. You could have done the whole Death of the Phoenix story, but that's another one. Anyway, this has been Mitch Halleck and the Dark Phoenix.
Jennifer Harris.
And the Riddler.
Dave Harris.
Telling you, thank you for watching Con Men.
Hey, this is Jim Steranko, and you're watching Con Man.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
All right. And you are a cosplayer, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Okay, how long does it take to look like this?
It took me about 3 hours.
Really? I was going to say your whole life, but we're talking about just this costume we're talking
Well,
about.
I have been crazy my whole life.
Okay, now why Harley Quinn?
Because Harley Quinn is crazy, and I'm in love with the Joker.
I see that. Have you spotted any other Jokers or Harley Quinns here at the show?
I did.
And what happened?
I told them to stay away from him.
Did you use your needle on them?
Almost.
What do you think of Ben Affleck playing Batman?
I think it's going to be amazing. Actually, at first I was a little leery, but after doing a lot of reading and finding out how much he loved the script and his hair and his jawline and his whole look, I think he is going to do an excellent job.
All right. What do you think about Kevin Smith playing Batman?
Kevin Smith?
I guess it's not much, huh?
Maybe. But I really liked him in Chasing Amy.
When he was Silent Bob.
Well, of course.
Or Ben Affleck, who was also in Chasing Amy.
Yes.
All right. Anything to say to the folks out there?
If you ever get the opportunity to come to Asbury Comicon, do not miss out. It is awesome, and I promise I won't hurt you.
You heard that. She's not going to hurt you. No part of her will be hurt putting this together. This has been Mitch Halleck and Harley Quinn, right?
Yes.
Live at, where are we again?
Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Comic-Con, saying, well, you're watching Con Men. Are they watching Con Men? They're watching something.
Yes, they're watching Con Men.
All right, bye.
One thing great about the clerks was they were very intelligent guys, very intelligent young guys, even though they were just stuck in like dead-end jobs. But, and a lot of people really related to that, you know? Kind of made the Generation X crowd seem very intelligent and not just a bunch of lazy so-and-sos or whatever, you know?
Being one of those people, I kind of, you don't want to be classified as anything, you know? You gotta, don't just lump us into a bunch of ne'er-do-wells. We actually got something to say.
Absolutely, you got it. And he carried that on with Mallrats, you know? I mean, those, that banter is just so classic. When I first met Kevin, that was one of the things that really impressed me about him, was his command of language, his great vocabulary.
Yeah,
you know, just
rapid fire back and forth. When you hear that show, it's almost like those old 40s musical or comedies where they were Spencer, Tracy, they'd all go back and forth, and people go, wow, what's up with that dialogue so quickly? I go, it's not new. He's just reinventing something that's been around for years, that witty repartee, you know?
Absolutely. It's like it like harkens back to vaudeville.
Vaudeville, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
What's Shoestring Serenade all about?
Shoestring Serenade is, that was released last Christmas, and it's a collection of film music that I composed over the last 15, 20 years. Along with being an actor, I've been a musician longer than I'm an actor, and I have a recording studio. So in between acting gigs, I was always doing my music as well. Nice. I began to get hired not only as the actor, but I began to do film scores for the lower budget films, and they would bundle it all into one contract, which was really nice. So not only was I acting in the film, but I was also doing the film score. And that's a collection of some of very varied, eclectic music from the last 10, 15 years. But what I did with that is it's royalty free. So you purchase the CD. If you're a filmmaker, a documentary maker, or a musician yourself, you could just grab the music and use it as you like. It's royalty free once you buy it.
No, that's actually good for someone like myself, and I know Leo here, we do our own independent movies.
Right.
It's nice to have quality music to put behind things that we're not going to get a cease and desist about.
Absolutely. No, it was released solely with that purpose in mind.
So Scott, how's the con been treating you?
Oh, it's been awesome. It's really exciting. It's always a treat when I could be at a con with Brian O'Halloran, and we had Ernie O'Donnell yesterday, Rick Derris, the comic book men, Robert Bruce. So that's just like win-win, because it's like a little family reunion almost, And I got to rub in our bowling win from the recent Comic Book Men episode, right?
So this has been Mitch Halleck and
Scott Schiaffo,
and you are watching Con Men. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Slack-Jaw Grayding. It's a 2.5 every time. Oh.
Another satisfied customer.
And it makes a great napkin.
Or maybe even lower.
Juan Valdez Jr. He is coming.
He's coming.
He is coming.
You also die.
Well, she'll die. Give it a 7 then.
Rating? Adventures of the Juan Valdez Mule?
Oh, that
Donkey.
That I hear is a really valuable comic. Oh, watch out, he's steaming.
Number 1.
His name is a Pepe.
Is it Pepe?
It is.
He blew the house up.
He did blow the house up.
Oh.
He's evil.
Stay tuned.
Watch us.
For some more grading.
Come in.
Slack-Jaw.
Slack-Jaw.
All right, retake.
We're always looking for new and talented individuals. If you would like to be a part of Con Men, please send us your original documented convention experience through artwork, filming, photography, and writing. Thank you for watching Con Men.
I can't reveal those things. You can't come to me for that kind of stuff. Sure? Look, if I gave away the details, then no one would make the purchase. You don't make the purchase, it doesn't go any further. Are you happy with that? Well, it's best I not say much, but life has its turns in life, and you go down and hope the best is at the end. It could be, it couldn't be. We'll just have to see.